I want an ugly woman as my bride." The prince's voice echoed loudly inside the royal hall. The music stopped. The dancers froze. The whole palace became silent. The king slowly stood up from his golden throne. The queen looked at her son in shock. The princess dropped the cup she was holding. The nobles began whispering to each other. Did he say ugly? Is this a joke? Has the prince lost his mind? But the prince stood straight and calm. His face showed no fear. This was not a joke. This was his decision. But why? Why would the most handsome prince in the kingdom ask for an ugly bride? To understand this, we must go back. The kingdom of Aralmor was rich and powerful. Its walls were tall, its markets were full, and its royal family was respected by many lands. Prince Kael was the only son of King Aldrich and Queen Mariana. He was brave, wise, and kind. Many princesses from other kingdoms dreamed of marrying him. Every month, royal families sent beautiful portraits of their daughters to the palace. Girls with shining hair, smooth skin, perfect smiles. Everyone expected Prince Kael to choose the most beautiful one. But Prince Kael was not looking at their faces. He was watching their hearts. Years ago, when he was just a young boy, something happened that changed him forever. One day, Prince Kael secretly left the palace wearing simple clothes. He wanted to see how normal people lived. He walked through the busy market. There, he saw two women. The first woman was very beautiful. People stared at her as she walked, but she was shouting at an old fruit seller. "You are cheating me," she yelled. "You people are all thieves." The old man tried to explain, but she did not listen. She insulted him and walked away without paying the full price. Young Kael felt uncomfortable. Then he turned and saw another woman. She was not beautiful. Her face was rough. Her clothes were old. Some people even laughed when she passed by. But Kael noticed something. She bought bread. Then she saw a hungry child sitting alone. Without saying anything, she broke the bread in half and gave the bigger piece to the child. The child smiled. The woman smiled too. No one clapped for her. No one praised her. But Prince Kael never forgot her. From that day, he began to notice something. Sometimes beauty hides a cruel heart, and sometimes a simple face hides a golden soul. Years passed. Prince Kael grew older. Many noble daughters came to visit the palace. They were dressed in silk and gold. They spoke softly and smiled sweetly. But when they thought no one was listening, Kael heard their true thoughts. "When I become queen, I will change everything. The power will finally be mine. The servants will obey me." They talked about jewels, they talked about power. They talked about fame. They never talked about helping the poor, they never talked about caring for the people. Kael felt disappointed. One night, during dinner, King Aldrich spoke seriously, "Son, it is time to choose a bride. A beautiful queen will make the kingdom proud." Queen Mariana smiled gently. The people must admire their future queen. Princess Alira laughed, "At least choose someone who can sing well at festivals." Prince Kael looked at them quietly. "Father," he asked softly, "is beauty the most important thing for a queen?"
The king answered, "Beauty brings respect, respect brings power."
Kael lowered his eyes, but deep in his heart, he did not agree.
Soon the harvest festival arrived. Kings, queens, princes, and princesses from many lands filled the grand hall with shining lights and decorations. King Aldrich stood proudly and announced, "Tonight, my son will reveal the kind of bride he seeks." Everyone leaned forward with excitement. Prince Kael stepped into the center of the hall. He looked around at the noble faces watching him. Then he spoke clearly. "I do not want a beautiful bride." Whispers filled the room. "I want an ugly woman as my wife." Everyone leaned forward with excitement. Prince Kael stepped into the center of the hall. He looked around at the noble faces watching him. Then he spoke clearly. "I do not want a beautiful bride." Whispers filled the room. "I want an ugly woman as my wife. A woman the world ignores, but whose heart is kind." The hall fell silent. The king's face turned red with anger. "This is madness," King Aldrich shouted. "Do you understand what you're saying?" "Yes, father," Kael replied calmly. Queen Mariana looked worried. "My son, the kingdom will laugh at us." "Let them laugh," Kael said. "I want a queen who loves the people, not mirrors." That night, the king gave his final warning. "You have 3 months," he said firmly. "If your choice weakens this kingdom, I will choose a bride for you." "I accept," Kael answered. By morning, the news spread across the kingdom. "The prince wants an ugly bride." In a small village far away, a simple young woman heard the news. Her face was plain, with a small scar on her cheek, but her eyes were gentle. Prince Kael stood on his balcony under the moonlight. "Somewhere in this kingdom," he said quietly, "is the woman who will stand beside me. Not for beauty, but for goodness." Under the same moon, the village girl looked up at the sky. 2 lives, 1 destiny. But not everyone in the palace agreed with the prince, and some were already planning to prove him wrong.